Landon DuPont of Calgary.
It's Michael Misa on the power play with a move. Wassler the shot, scores!
For the hat trick, McKenna, he scores. Roll the highlight reel.
Schaefer with a shot, scores! Matthew Schaefer.
A lot of the focus, at least at number one early on, has been on James Higgins.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Brady Films Prospects Pod. We're back. We got a huge episode today. Liam Pue came on. Big interview. A lot of things went on in the hockey world, in America as well as Canada. We're gonna cover some of it before we get into the interview with Pue. But yeah, big tournament went down. Big tournament. I think it was near Edmonton. I'm not too sure where it was. Anyway, the U15 Elite Canadian Crown Tournament. Delta took it all. Big tournament. They ended up beating Shattuck in the semis, which was the number 2 ranked 2010 team in all of America.
Behind Caesars.
Yeah, behind Little Caesars. So huge. They upset them in the semis. So huge shout out to Delta, and then they went on to beat BK, which I think is like 6th or 7th ranked in all the state. But
BK 2010s are a really, really good squad.
Yeah, still a really good team. They were actually down 3-0 after the first period, and they came all the way back to win. But yeah, so I mean, obviously these guys beat Shattuck St. Mary's and BK, so obviously they're going to be a sick team. But yeah, let's pull up some of the stats here.
The important stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know. You want to talk about Matthew Lynn on BK?
Yeah, one of the best 2010s in the U.S. Man. Got to watch him at CCM 68 this summer. Really good player. He's from Philly, like the Philadelphia area. So moved out to BK this year, and he's been really good this year. I think he's got about 60 points now in the year, maybe more, to be honest with you. So he's been kind of driving that team. They got a ton of really good kids though. So that Spang kid also is really, really good. You can see him 9 points in 5 games. But yeah, man, Lynn led the tournament. Really, really fun kid to watch. Really dynamic. A lot of energy. So he's really fun to watch. Then obviously some other guys like Louis, Oscar. We talked about him in the Pue interview a little bit. He's really good. Just natural goal scorer, dude. Scores so many goals.
Yeah, I watched him play at the Quench tournament in Toronto in the summer. Really good. He's going to be, I think, a top prospect in this year's WHL draft for sure. You got to think at least. 9 points. Delta's point leader, 9 points. Tons of kids, 9 points. Look at this, 9. Yeah. I mean, obviously a sick tournament.
Yeah, bro. I mean, some other kids actually that are really good are some of these Shattuck guys. Carter Morris is a stud. Another kid from that team that's not here. I'm sure he's right below those. This kid, Parker Colmer, really, really good kid. Really good player. Nasty. And then another kid who's up there with the top American 2010s is Drew Daly, defenseman. Just extremely dynamic, just a modern day D-man.
He's a super sick skater. I watched him he came down to Toronto this summer.
So smooth.
The
hands
power
are phenomenal.
Yeah, he played Buffalo Junior Sabres last year and then went to Shattuck.
So Kane Martin
ended up losing to Delta though. So I don't know what this Delta team's ranked in Canada. I don't know. Do you know?
Hold on.
They got to be top 10 though, but they're obviously a wagon of a team.
They're 7th, 26-2.
7th in Canada. So yeah, obviously a wagon of a team. But that pretty much wraps up from this tournament. Obviously a pretty sweet event. Some of the best top 2010 teams in North America. And shout out to
event, good team. So moving on a little bit. This weekend I was at an event this weekend, NEPACK Showcase. It's a league on the East Coast. BK Selects are actually in it. Mount St. Charles are in it. Long Island Gulls, Penn's Elite, all those teams. So this weekend was a little showcase. I was around the ranks filming a little bit, watched some good kids. Got to watch Scantleberry. He was phenomenal.
Was it what was it, 2008?
It was U14 through U18, so it was
also tons of teams.
It was 2010s through 06s. Yeah, man. So while I got to watch some kids this week, I met some cool people. Yeah, this one kid from Pensley, Luca Falegi. He's really good. I got to watch him all weekend. He's a stud. So good, modern, just so offensively gifted. Hands are phenomenal. Creating chances all day, all weekend rather. He played up with the U15s on Sunday. That U15 Pensley team too is really good. They got some studs.
That's the 2009 team, right?
Yep, 2009.
Yeah, they beat Don Mills in the Silver Stick. They beat the #1 team in Canada at the Silver Stick.
Yeah, man, they're legit. They're pretty good. They had a rough game on Sunday, but they played against Mid Fairfield. Mid Fairfield's also in the NEPACK.
Yeah, it's a good team.
Yeah, but Scantlebury, this kid's legit. Like, first time watching him in person, he plays up at the U16s. He was your prospect of the week last week. We'll get into that shortly. But, dude, so fast, so explosive, just so fun to watch. Like, I went to 2 of his games, and I had 6 minutes worth of footage for YouTube video. YouTube video's out now. If you want to go to my channel, check that out. Full weekend recap of him. Yep. Puck Prospects YouTube. Subscribe. We love that. But moving on, Brady.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Yeah, Team Canada World Junior. I mean, obviously this team is bound for gold here. I mean, if they don't come back with a gold medal, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know, buddy. My coach might give you a bit of a hard time here, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. The Americans look all right too. Yeah, Gavin McKenna.
What were you saying before we started the podcast? Who's going to win gold?
I think these guys are going to win gold for sure.
Yeah.
Easton Cowan, 2005, playing with London Knights. One of the names that stand out here. I think he's going to be a top player on this team.
Pue Martone too. Martone's a stud.
Draft eligible. I feel like it's like they got like a younger. I don't know how many like draft eligible players they take, but I think they have 3 or 4 on this team. They have Matthew Schaefer is draft eligible this year to the NHL. Their goalie Jack Ivankovic draft eligible, and then Porter Martone. Am I missing anyone?
I mean, McKenna's 2026.
Yeah, but he's not draft. Yeah, so and then I guess McKenna. So we got 4 guys who haven't been drafted yet. So maybe a bit of a young team. But yeah, I think Easton Cowan. He's 2005, so a bit older guy. I think he's going to do really good.
Dude, some absolute snubs though. Can we talk about that? Like,
yeah,
my mind was blown. Our boy Michael Misa.
Well,
off.
Yeah, Michael Misa. Not even in training camp. I don't know what's going on there. That kid Seneke didn't get an invite to training camp, and then he put up 8 points in 2 games, and so they gave him an invite, and then he didn't make the roster.
Yeah, he's there for like 2 days and then gets cut. That's a joke. Hockey Canada, I don't know what you're doing. You're cutting. Like, granted, they know better than me, but
yeah, I mean, who knows, dude? This roster's so stacked. It's like
I guarantee we're gonna sit here and talk bad about him, and they're gonna go win gold. I guarantee it. Like,
yeah, another one though. I don't know if you want Callum Ritchie too. I think is a player who's gonna light it up. I mean, this guy he played games with Avalanche this year, right? Or was it preseason, or did he get some regular games?
The one guy who played regular seasons, Jet Luchenko with Philly. He played like 4 or 5 regular season NHL games.
Yeah, so he'll light it up too. Jaeger, I don't know. Did he get any games? He
got traded
to Jets, but I think he might have got some AHL games. Or am I completely wrong?
I think you're completely wrong, Brady. Yeah, but it's okay.
I'm completely wrong. No, it's okay. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, if you want to move, do you have the D?
Yeah, I just want to talk about McKenna quick though.
Oh, I mean, stud. He's going to be the permanent points I'm calling.
Lit it up at the Hlinka Gretzky. So obviously, I think he's going to do the same. I mean, he's going to be the youngest player in the tournament. You got to think, right?
07 late, yeah, he'll be.
Yeah, he's the youngest player in the tournament. So it's definitely someone to watch. If you guys are watching the game, but we'll move to the D here.
Kind of a Bedard-like situation, right? Bedard
he's Bedard's cousin. So,
yeah, I'm confused on that whole thing, but
yeah, okay. Starting
from Ryan's words now, though, McKenna leads the tournament in scoring, guarantee it.
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be Jet Luchenko or Easton Cowan, and then maybe let me pull it back up, and then maybe Richie might be in there.
Maybe Porter Martone.
Maybe as a breakout tournament. I mean, these draft eligible guys, obviously it's going to be big for their draft stock. like Martone, if he has a great tournament, like he might shoot up to 1.
I don't know about 1, but he'll shoot up. But the one thing that I think we are kind of not realizing, this tournament's 10 days away, bro, and we still don't have a USA's roster. What are we doing?
I don't know, dude. I was going to ask you, why don't you ask me to pull up the USA roster? Well, who are some guys off the top of your head that you think got to be on the team?
Gabe Perreault.
For sure.
Ryan Leonard. I'm pretty sure Higgins will make it. He's got to, right?
Yeah, you think Hagan? Yeah, he's got to make the team. I think what really hurts the U.S. is what Will Smith ain't not going to be on the team.
Yeah, bro, that's a big one. I'm surprised they didn't give him a release.
I'm surprised. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, he got sent down to the A. No, did he get sent down yet or no? No. Okay, but yeah. So I mean, there was rumors about him staying at BC though, where they're not, and then so.
Yeah, he was making the decision. I thought he was going to stay another year and just.
Yeah. So you think if he stays a year, he'd probably be the leading scorer in the tournament?
Yeah. All right. So I got USA's camp invite in front of me here. Gabe Perreault. We got Oliver Moore, is really good. Ryan Leonard, James Higgins, Cole Iserman, another stud.
Yep.
Cole Hudson, he's really good. Who else we see here? Trevor Connolly. He's another really, really good player. So we got some good guys. They got a few OHL guys too. Carey Terrence, Joey Willis. Yeah, this team's gonna be good there. Yeah, they're nasty.
All right, moving on to
another WHL guy, Zeev Boyum too. Nasty
demon.
Oh,
is he lighting it up at Denver again this year?
Yeah. Let me see how many points he has.
Dude, I mean this Denver team, I think they might win it again, man. They might go back.
He's got 20 points in 18 games.
Yeah, so he's doing really good this year again.
Last year,
he might be the captain of the team.
What do you say?
Didn't he play on the team last year?
Boyum?
Yeah. I think he did. So I think he's got to be the captain. Second time around. Then you got to think he's
some other returners. Gabe Perreault had 10 points in 7 games last year.
So yeah, maybe Perreault might get the C too. Anyway,
Leonard had 6 and 7. He's a returner. Zeev Boyum's a returner. Oliver Moore's a returner. That's about it.
Yeah, I feel like in the tournament though, it's so like the older the team is, maybe the better. Like I don't know, like experience matters. I don't know.
Well, bro, one guy from Canada who was on Canada last year, Matthew Wood, he was on the team last year. He got cut this year.
Maybe I'm completely wrong again then. Maybe experience doesn't matter at all. Maybe you can come into the tournament. Maybe Gavin McKenna puts up 20 points. Who knows? Anyway.
Maybe get cut next year because I can't know what they're doing. But to move
on. Sam Dickinson. Obviously, what did he get drafted last year? Pretty high, though. Pretty high.
I think 9. Yeah, 9 to San Jose with Celebrini. Great picks from them, too. Dickinson's been nasty this year. He's got 46 points in 26 games as a D-man.
Yeah, so he's obviously lighting it up with London. So obviously great pick. Another his teammate, Oliver Bonk, too. I'd assume they'd be on the same pair. Maybe I'll be completely wrong, but they're on the same team. I think they might play together in the OHL, though.
They play together. Bonk's got 21 and 24 right now.
You got to think they're a D pairing for sure. I don't know.
Tanner Melendykes, another really good guy. He's in the dub. He's averaging a point per game in the WHL right now. Where's some other stud D we got here?
Schaefer.
I
think obviously, yeah. Big test for Schaefer. Obviously, he lit up the top prospects game against the U.S. I think he was first or second in points on that team. So, big
he had 2 points in 2 games. He was +3, but this year he's got 22 points in 17 OHL games, but he's +21, which is really good.
I mean, Schaefer is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's on Erie, and I don't know how Erie's doing. So,
yeah, I got no idea. But
goalies, Jack Ivankovic, draft eligible. I mean, this kid's been on like Hockey Canada's radar since he was like playing U16 in his draft year. He's been the best like goalie in Ontario, I think, since he was like 14 years old. He's unreal. And then I don't know who the starter is here, but 3 really good goalies. Owen Sound goalie is good too. I don't know anything about the WHL goalie though. Do you know?
No, I got no idea. I'm not really big on goalies.
Yeah.
No
I don't
offense.
know who the starter is.
I love you, but I'm more of a
Maybe they give. I don't know. I'd like to see Jack get some games. Going into his draft to see how he does.
dude. I think one thing also, this doesn't have to do with World Juniors, but it has to do with Gavin McKenna. The fact that he had 97 points last year in 61 games, and this year he already is 60 and 30. He's probably gonna have like what 120 maybe this year, 130 maybe.
I mean, yeah.
About, I would assume, and then he still has all of next year to play in the WHL. Which
Yeah, and next World Juniors too.
Yeah, that's not even gonna be fair, dude. 2026 draft eligible. Like, I think he's gonna be the only 2026 eligible guy. I mean, for US and Canada at least. So there's probably gonna be some other guys from.
Yeah, maybe from like Latvia.
Yeah, no, like Stenberg is probably gonna be on Sweden's team. Vigo Bjork is probably gonna be on Sweden's team too. They're too nasty.
I think Canada takes the gold here. I mean, McKenna and Easton Cowan, Jet Luchenko, and Callum Ritchie. Guys to watch. Those are my guys to watch. I don't know. Do you got anyone to watch on US? Obviously Perot, but anyone else?
I mean, Leonard is really good. And then obviously it should be interesting to see Higgins, man. Like, there's been a lot of talk about who's going to be going number one here. I've heard Misa, I've heard Schaefer, I've heard Martone. Like, I don't know, man. He could have a hell of a tournament, or he could have a quiet tournament and it might drop the draft stock.
I think Canada and US might be playing on the 29th.
I haven't looked at the schedule yet, but
I just saw it.
For the pod episodes, we're going to do recaps and everything, bro.
Yeah, I think the next Monday following the tournament, maybe we try to do like a World Junior recap episode or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, man. Just maybe we also, for those, we're not going to drop names because we like to surprise you, but we do have some guests coming on who are playing in the World Juniors right now. So stay tuned for that. We're getting recaps, stories, all the good stuff. But yeah, man, we're gonna kick it now to prospects of the week, bro.
All right, we got the prospects of the week here. If you guys don't know what it is, I picked 2 Canadian players, 1 youth, 1 major junior, and Ryan picks 2 American players, 1 major junior, and 1 youth player. So I went with Louis Oscar Holloway Chuck. Guy absolutely lit up the Canadian Crown tournament. He had 5 games played, 6 goals, 3 assists for 9 points. He's a 2010. Probably going to be ranked pretty high in this year's WHL draft. Really good player. I got to watch him in the Quench World Invite tournament. But yeah, super skilled, great shot. So yeah, he lit up that tournament. So I chose him for my youth player. Major junior in the OHL, we got Ryan Rubrick. He won Player of the Week in the OHL. 3 games played, 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points as well. He's a top prospect for the 2026 NHL draft. Ryan, who'd you get this week?
This week for my junior player, we got Grayson Sachin. He plays for the Edmonton Oil Kings right now in the WHL. He played at the NCDP for a little bit and then decided to leave that program, go to the WHL. Now he's there with his brother, his younger brother Lucas, who I believe is in 07. So that's pretty cool that they're playing together. He's got 12 points in his last 5 games. Kind of caught my eye. Dual citizen. So, yeah, he's a kid that kind of decided to choose this week for my junior player. He's been lining up lately. Had a good weekend. 8 points in 2 games, so not bad for him. And then for my youth player, we got Braden Willis. Plays for Mount St. Charles U15s. He's got 71 points right now in 34 games.
Jeez.
Pretty good. I'm not going to lie. He's from Arizona. Made the move to Rhode Island this year to play for Mount, so he's been lighting up so far. Fun kid to watch. I caught him earlier in the year. He had 3 points or 4 points in the game that I watched, so good showing from him. And yeah, man, those are my 2 guys.
All right, so yeah, pretty much. Maybe comment below who you want to see and the next prospect of the week, and yeah, we'll send it back to the podcast.
Thanks, guys.
Sweet. And then yeah, so obviously some great prospects there. But yeah, let's quickly talk about Pue here for a second before we send it over to his interview. If you guys don't know who Liam Pue is, I mean, I'll let Ryan do it. Actually, Ryan, you go ahead. You tell everyone about him.
Yeah, man. Liam, absolute stud. Such a great kid. You guys are gonna see in the interview. He's 14. I think he's 14. Big kid. He's like 6'3" now. I got the pleasure of watching him play at WSI. You as well, right, Brady? Did you see him play at all? No.
Yeah. No, I didn't see him play, but I think like you introduced me at like the game, one of the games.
Yeah, man. He's dominant. Such a fun kid to watch. He's been having a hell of a year so far. So, yeah, man, it was good to get to talk to him a little bit, and obviously a pretty renowned prospect up and coming. He's 2028 draft eligible, so we got some time, but it's good having these younger studs on. I think like having some of these top 2010 and 09 kids, I think it'll be pretty cool to hear about kind of what they're going through now, because they're getting drafted into the junior leagues and everything like that. So it's pretty cool to hear their side of things. So yeah, man, moving forward, we got Liam Pue right here. We hope you guys enjoy the episode and enjoy the interview. All right, welcome back everybody to the Brady Films Prospects podcast. Today we have a very special guest, Liam Pue. Liam, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. If you don't know Liam, one of the best 2010 born players in North America, absolute stud, really good kid, fun to watch, up and coming. So yeah, to kick it off, man, let's start with where you started playing. You know, what inspired you, or who inspired you to start playing hockey?
Yeah, I mean, I started skating at a pretty young age. I think I was around like 2, and it was just like a little public skate.
That's
Public
ridiculous.
skate. And my dad just took me out, and he's like, yeah, I just started going as soon as I stepped on the ice. And I think after that day, I just kind of, because I knew I could skate, I think I just started loving it. And so dad just started signing me up for all this stuff, and then next thing you know, I was just going playing every day.
Nasty.
Well, that's awesome. Did you have was it like, I know you have an older brother, right?
Yeah.
Was it like you did stuff with him too? Like you saw him playing hockey at a young age and you're like, I want to do what he's doing kind of thing?
Yeah, it was definitely that. And I think we both were just started right away. And so we'd always do it together, which was always made it more fun because
Yeah.
I had like a buddy to do it with.
Yeah.
Which made it more fun for me. And yeah.
Did you have like a favorite player growing up to watch in the NHL?
That's a good question. I think when I was younger like that, I was a big Canucks fan.
Yeah.
So I like watching the like Sedin twins back in the day a little when they were playing.
Nasty.
I was watching them. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you go to any games?
Oh yeah, we'd always go to some Canucks games. Still have never been to a playoff game though, because when I was younger, they always sucked.
Yeah.
They turned it around though. They're a lot better now. So.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah. So who would you say you model your game after then? Like, doesn't have anyone from the NHL current.
I think in the past couple of years, probably Matthews. I think he's been my favorite player, and I think I just try to be like him as best I can with his shot and everything, and being a leader on his team.
That's a good one to pick for sure.
Love it. So kind of getting to move forward a little bit. Like obviously you play in the JPHL now, pretty good league out in Western Canada. You play at Langley Hockey Academy. What's it like playing in that league and playing for that team?
Yeah, I mean the league's great. It's a newer league, so I think it's a little underestimated, but I think no one really knows the true value of the JPHL. And I think the reason I chose to go this way is my dad works for JPHL, obviously, but he was honestly more pushing me anywhere else than the JPHL just to go somewhere else. But it was more me that wanted to go there just because it felt like it kind of just right away felt like a family to me. Just the coaching staff, all the players there, and just like the league commissioners and stuff were super welcoming and just really supportive of me, which I just felt like would be the best fit for me because I felt comfortable around everyone.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
they
all
do a
the.
good job with like the social media and everything
I
like
know. I
that.
was
Like,
just about to say that, Ryan. I was
Yeah.
just like, it's sick watching on social media. Like they have like a. It seems like they have like a whole social media team like covering
Oh
the
yeah,
league.
yeah.
And I know
There's like
also, yeah,
there's
it's like
like they got like a whole crew of guys that just show up to every game with their cameras and just
yeah,
video
that's
all the
awesome.
clips. It's sweet.
Yeah, I know it's newer, but like the younger ages, like you, like I think it was like the U14 age. I was looking today, and there left like some young studs coming up as well because it's
I
newer
know.
league, right? But
Yeah.
yes, awesome. Great league. What is it like? Obviously, you play a year up or I don't know, like a couple years up. What is it like playing?
Is
in
it
a
3
year?
or 4 years up, right?
Yeah, U18.
Yeah, it might be 3. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, what is it like playing like Europe? Obviously, like there's some challenges. Like, do you notice any challenges like playing with against older competition?
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to play a year up my whole life. So all my friends were kind of always a year older than me and stuff. And I think starting off, obviously playing 1 year up has just helped me more and more when I keep advancing up. And then this U18 year, I think is the biggest jump for sure in hockey that I've had. And I had a great team that welcomed me pretty well. And it's obviously super different because you got guys 3 years older than you who can drive and are graduating, and then you got this kid who's in grade 9 still, middle of school. And so it's obviously really different. And I've had my brother on my team this year, which has been great too.
Awesome.
And yeah, the jump was it was definitely different at the start. It took a game or two kind of just to get settled in and know how
Yeah.
these guys play.
There's probably the pace too, right? Older, they're
pace.
faster. So
Yeah, bigger, more physical. And so going from 15 to 18 like that it was a big jump, but I felt like first game it was obviously a little shaky. I was nervous, but then right after that I kind of just got into it and just felt myself, got my confidence and was kind of just playing.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask you later about it, but like, what's it like being able to play with your older brother? I mean, we're on this
Yeah,
topic
I
now,
mean,
so we'll talk about it. But it's so cool
that's
being able to play with your older brother. Like, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
yeah, that's like I've never even thought about that. Like, never thought of playing with my brother one day because obviously he's older than me, and I was like, but I've always thought like how sick it would be to play with him, and it's been so great. Like connecting on a goal with each other is like something I've never felt before because it's just like you're so pumped for each other, and
Yep.
it's been great.
For those who don't know, his brother's 3 years old. 3 years, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 3 years old.
You guys play on
Today,
the same line or
yeah, same line.
that's
today I
sick.
posted a video on Instagram and he assisted 2 of Liam's goals. So
Yeah,
pretty nasty. But
Yeah.
Sick.
yeah, so super cool being able to play with the other brother. Kind of moving forward a little bit, like you've produced really well this year. What's it been like? Obviously, last year you had 104 points playing a year up. For you, how's it been? You know, the scoring. I think you're averaging over a goal per game this year. Like, what's that been like for you? Kind of figuring out ways to score against the older age group. Like, has it been different, or are you kind of just sticking the same thing?
Yeah, I think it's been different for sure, but I've just kind of tried to just keep doing same thing because that's what works for me, and so I just keep trying to do the same thing. And obviously, goalies like a lot bigger, better than 15 level, so you got to like try and find ways around them. And I like do stuff with a goalie coach, like shoot on goalies with him. And he always like, it's kind of fun to do that with him because he gives me all this stuff when I shoot with them. And so it's like, because now when I go into a game, it's like he's taught me so I can like read the goalies and like how they position and stuff. It's like I'll know where to shoot, but
Yeah.
based off how they position.
Oh
Yeah.
I think it's been great for me because it's like I've just known where to shoot kind of in power play too. Like being on that's like I've gotten a lot of goals just off the power play, just
I
shooting
mean,
it.
yeah, the thing I posted today, you had 2 absolute rockets from the top of the circle. Like, we're not talking backdoor tap-ins, where they're absolute rockets from far out. So
Yeah.
obviously, you know what you're doing when it comes to that. But
Yeah.
moving forward a little bit from that stuff, I got to meet you this past May in Philadelphia. That was pretty
Yeah.
Pretty fun tournament if you want to talk about playing with Team BC and some absolute studs on that team and being in Philadelphia for the WSI. What was that like? Also playing a year up. What was that tournament like?
Yeah, that was like it was an unreal tournament, like with all those guys, like with like Brock England on our team and a couple other studs. Like playing with them was so great. And I think having them on my team helped me with my success in that tournament. Just having those guys around me, great players, and the tournament ran amazing in a wonderful place. And I mean, yeah, it was great.
Coming into the tournament, you had like I think you had 4-goal game, right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I was at your first game, and you absolutely ripped a puck from the top of the circle, like wrapped around the back bar. I was standing with Matt, MS Films, and we just like looked at each other, and we were like, "Dude, this kid's
I
a
remember
team."
that game. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first time watching. I think you had 2 goals in that game. In your first game,
I don't
and then
know.
your second game you had 4. Because I
Yeah.
remember texting Brady, and he was like, "Dude, there's a 2010 leading the tournament in scoring." Because Brady was also there, and I was like, "Yeah, he's ridiculous." I watched him last night. Like,
Yeah. Coming into that tournament, like you always play a year up. So was it like obviously like this tournament was like elite like 2009s? Was it like a different, or do you think playing a year up helped you in that tournament? You're just used to like playing with those guys anyway, kind of thing. Because I think you had like 12 points in 6 games, so obviously a really good tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely probably one of the biggest turns I've been in because it's 09, the best 09s from all over the world, right? And but yeah, I kind of just took it as just it's been what I've been doing my whole life, and I kind of just got to stick to my normal thing, try not to get in my head and be super nervous. I kind of just got to go out there and do my thing because I know I can do that. And I think just going in there, acting like it's just another tournament that I've been doing my whole life just helped my success in that tournament.
yeah, man, I love it. You had some good kids around you too, man. But again, like Brady said, you were playing against all the best 09s in North America. Like all the top guys were there, so it was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, some other big tournaments. Brady, if you want to get into the Quench, I know that you were there. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it was another big tournament, Toronto, Quench, World Invite with like some of the top 2010s in North America as well. You guys had a pretty sick team. What was that tournament like? I know you guys, I don't know if you guys made the finals, but you guys had like a really good game against all the top kids in Ontario. I think you guys might have lost by 1, but it was still a great game. What was that tournament? Because you placed Team Ontario, which was like all the best 2010 born kids and grew up in Ontario.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that tournament was killer too. It was so much fun. And we had a pretty good team as well. Like we had Louis Oscar, who's a stud, and I love him. He's a great kid off the ice. But yeah, that tournament, it was great. Got to meet some of the Quench guys, try some of their stuff, which was sweet. And playing in the PWHL arena was pretty cool as well. And but yeah, it was a good tournament. We didn't have the best outcome, but it was still super fun. We had a great coach as well, who coaches for the Saints in the CSSHL right now. But yeah, it was a super fun tournament, and yeah.
Yeah, you also had a sick goal between the legs. Do you remember it when you went between the legs? I'll play it.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah,
It was pretty sick. I don't know how it went in, but it went.
I know. It's like I don't know how it went into.
That's crazy. Right, low blocker.
Yeah,
that was nuts.
Those jerseys are sick too.
Yeah, our jerseys were sick in that too.
Yeah, you had the red ones too.
Those are gross.
Yeah, you guys. I think you guys had a couple like prep guys, then a couple JPHL guys, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was a good tournament anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, moving forward, we're just kind of some nice personality questions, some chill stuff. Kind of move away from the past, but obviously summer's coming up. Like, what are your plans training wise? Like, is there anything specific you want to work on in the off season? Like moving into next year, obviously you got a lot of time to work on certain things. So is there anything you like to work on specifically in the summer that you want to get better at? Or
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a great trainer, junior BCHL trainer that I've been with for a couple years now, and he's been really helping me. And I think we usually just try to focus on speed, agility, that type of stuff. And I think this summer is obviously going to be a big one with got the draft coming up, and after that will be like the training camp and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of trying to get some more muscle on me, has to get some meat on my bones, and kind of make sure that I'll be ready for that camp and can do as best that I can.
What does a normal week look like in the summer for you? Like, obviously off the ice too. Like, what do you like to do for fun this summer? Like, you like to golf at all? Like, what are we doing in your off season?
Yeah, I'm a big golfer.
Oh
Love
boy.
to do that. But we usually always start off the day around like 10 or so. We'll be at the gym till like 1 or 12-ish. And then usually after that, it's kind of just hanging around with the friends, or hit up some golf or rollerblade, just kind of just have a good time.
You got some nice courses around you or what?
Yeah, I mean, they're not like the best, but like there's some nice courses like 40 minutes away that are nice.
I've
We got
seen
like
some sick courses in Western Canada, like BC and stuff like that. I've seen some nasty stuff.
Yeah, I just want to ask, like, if you have like a favorite goal you've ever scored, or a favorite game that you've ever played in, or a big win, or like a tournament win. Like, what do you think is your like best hockey memory so far in your career you have?
That's a good question.
Think there's probably a lot. So
yeah, I think there's been just a lot of great memories that stand out, but I think it was last year we were in playoffs, and we were in first round of playoffs, game 3, which is like technically the game 7 if you're thinking of like Stanley Cup. And we were kind of like the underdogs in the series, and we got to game 3 and we were in overtime, and it was just, we had a power play, and I just got on the point and got a 1T, and just ripped it in OT to send us to the provincial finals, which was a pretty big win and pretty core memory for me.
that's awesome.
One thing I want to ask about personally is I saw some stuff this summer with you and Maddox, obviously another really good 2010 from Western Canada. You want to talk about, you guys are the top 2 guys for the WHL draft coming up, so you want to talk about him a little bit and kind of like, if you've ever played against, have you ever played against him?
I think just in the brick, like a long time ago.
Way back.
Yeah, way back.
How was the brick tourney? You want to talk about that a little bit? What was that experience like?
Yeah, it wasn't because of COVID. We didn't have any of the US teams in ours. So it wasn't like truly the brick. I think they call it like the True Hockey Franchise Cup or something. But it was still all the Canadian teams in the tournament. And but yeah, it was a great tournament. And I think we lost in overtime in quarters. So I mean, we didn't do the greatest, but it was a super fun tournament. I think I got like top scorer. I think I got like a big award from that in my room, hanging like top scorer from that tournament. So that's a pretty big memory too. That I was proud of. Yeah, that was a great tournament.
Yeah, I think playing in the mall too. Like, I've never been to it, but it looks awesome. Like, you're playing in the middle of the mall, and there's like stores around you, and there's like no glass. People are like just watching the game. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, has anyone ever gotten like popped in the face behind the net? Like, some of these kids could shoot the puck. Like,
I know. I actually have no clue, but it's sick playing in that, because you got like, there's like 2 levels.
It's probably so loud too. It's got to like echo and stuff.
Yeah, and just people that are from the mall just start gathering around, and then it's like next thing you know, you look around and like the whole barn is just packed with people.
That's bucket list item for me to go to the brick.
Yeah, it looks like an awesome tournament.
Yeah, it's a sweet ball.
I was just wondering, I'm sure a lot of kids want to know what like stick and curve and flex do you use?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm using Hyperlite 2 right now. I'm using a blue Hyperlite 2. And I've got a 70 flex P28 curve. And yeah, I've pretty much been with Vapor my entire life, just use those line of sticks, low kick point.
Is that it?
And
Are you using which one are you using here?
That's it.
That's the one?
I think that might be. I've
Yeah.
had so many different like colors of Hyperlight 2s. Like
What's
I've had
your
a
favorite
purple
stick
one.
you've ever used?
Favorite stick I've ever used. Ooh. I think it's either Hyperlight 2 or like the Flylight,
It's a good one.
which I think they're bringing back actually soon.
Really? I
Yeah,
love
but
the face paint too in this picture.
oh yeah, that was in playoffs. We got the face paint.
Yeah, I also saw like I know the JPHL has a ton of stuff on social media. I got this video. Oh wait, let me rewind it here.
Oh yeah, this is old.
Is this an OT winner?
No, this was like I think this was like a high scoring game, like a 7-7 tie game, and that was like the go ahead goal with like 5 minutes left or something.
Geez, that's sick.
So that's actually the first video I ever posted of Liam. It was the first video I actually ever saw of him. I heard about him a little bit, and like I saw he was lighting it up. He had like, I think when I first saw he had like 40 points in his first like few games or something. I saw that video on Twitter. I was like, oh, this kid's gross. So then I reached out to the JPHL and they said I could post it. So that was the first time I posted it. And then obviously I met you for the first time in Philadelphia. And we've talked ever since then. But
yeah,
it was the first I ever saw of him.
Yeah, I guess the last question I have is like, do you have any like goals throughout the year? Like, how's like your team doing so far throughout the year? Anything like that?
Yeah, our team, I think we got off to a little bit of a slow start, but now we've picked up and I think we're like 3rd or 4th out of 10 in the league right now, which is great. We've been on like a 8-game win streak right now, which is sweet. And so yeah, our team's been doing good so far, and I think a goal is kind of just keep playing. I end off the season on a good note and keep having fun with my teammates, enjoying the year, and just keep having fun.
Keep having fun. That's a good goal. Ryan, do you got anything else?
Just one more question about Langley. Is that like connected to your school or is it completely different?
Yeah, so we got a school. It's called Langley Hybrid School. And so we're at Twin Rinks in Langley. And so upstairs, we got 2 classrooms. And so in the morning, it's the U15s, the U15 team and the U14 team do school in the mornings from like, I want to say 9 to like 12:15. And then the U17s and 18s are on the ice in the morning. We're on the ice from 9:15 till 10:15. And then we go gym from 10:45 till 11:45. And then we got a little lunch break till 12:30. And then we got school at 12:30 to 3:30.
Awesome. Do you think like that helps? Because I know in Ontario too, here there's starting to be a bunch of those schools where like you go to school, but there's like a hockey rink in the school and you're on the ice every day. And do you think like that definitely helps your play, right? Because you're on the ice every day. Like, is it like you do skill stuff at school, or like what's going on there? Like you do skill training, or is it more like I don't know, like team stuff?
Yeah, I think being on the ice like that with your team helps a lot, and then just being in the same building as your school. Mm-hmm. And it's usually during the week there's like a little bit of mixture. Like this day we'll do skills, next day will be line rushes, other day will be power play, that kind of thing throughout the week. And I've really enjoyed it. We had it last year as well, and I think just going from the hockey to school kind of transitions just helps a lot, and being with your team as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that being with the boys all day is probably super sweet.
Yeah, just being with the boys all day is great. And it's been a little weird for me because my school group is technically in the mornings, the 15s.
Oh yeah, because you're playing.
So yeah, and so it's kind of like this year I've almost like skipped a grade of school kind of. And I've like jumped straight into grade 10 because I think the goal is to try and graduate me early.
Yeah.
And so I think that's been good as well, kind of doing school with the older guys as well. I think that's been helping me a lot, even though it's been a challenge. I've still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm sure it helps your maturity levels too, kind of being around older guys. Like you said earlier, you played up your whole life, but I
Yeah,
feel like being around older guys all day, it really helps you out with that.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, man. So Brady, you got anything else?
No, dude, I was saying one more thing, maybe like what do you think, like since going like playing going to the school every day, what's something you've noticed about your game that's gotten better from being on the ice like every single day during the week?
It's an elite question.
Yeah, I think because we have this thing where like it's like schoolwork doesn't get done, or like we got like a progress report every week, and if you're falling behind on your progress report, all hockey gets taken away.
Oh boy.
Until your progress report gets back up to
Okay.
the standards. And so I think like just staying on top of my work and knowing that if I start getting behind, that I'm not going to be able to do the thing I love, and I'm going to have to keep doing the thing I hate most is school, right? So, like I think just really focusing on that's has been helping me a lot, and then just knowing that I'm stress free from homework and stuff on the ice. So I think just that's been helping a lot.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
get to go on the ice every day, like for your gym class, so to go to gym class, you're on the ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. We're all good here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man. Thanks,
Awesome.
boys.
Liam, bro, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
We really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule.
that's great.
Once again, Liam Pue, top prospect for the 2025 WHL draft, one of the best 2010s in North America. Liam, thank you very much for coming on, man. We appreciate it. And good luck the rest of the year.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Great interview there with Pue. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think as of right now, we're recording this. We're almost at 4,000 followers on TikTok. So
Blow up the socials.
Yeah. We've been dropping clips of the Misa podcast on TikTok and Instagram. So if you guys want to see some cool clips with like video and like some photos, make sure you go watch those if you haven't already. We also drop like some clips like early, like a couple days early before the episodes drop. See like some sneak peeks of the episodes. So if you guys want early access, see some clips, go follow us on TikTok and Instagram if you don't already. Drop a like on the video and make sure you comment some guests you want to see or just comment some W's.
Yeah, guys, we want to know who you want on. Helps us out a lot. But the other thing Brady didn't mention is Spotify. We're on Spotify. Go follow on Spotify. Go give a 5-star review. It helps us out a lot.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of Snapchats. I've been getting a lot of Snapchats of kids watching and listening to the podcast in class. Yeah. So if you guys are ever bored, like in the car or something, and you just want to listen and you don't want to like waste all your data, yeah, just put it on Spotify and you can just listen. You don't got to waste any data. Don't got to watch on YouTube. But yeah, just search up Brady Films Prospect Pod.
Follow the show. Give a 5-star review. Listen to all the episodes as much as you want. You can listen to it 5 times if you want. It helps us out. The more you listen to it, the more it helps us. So yeah, man. Once again, though, we really appreciate everybody for watching, supporting what we're doing right now, and comment below who you want to see. We appreciate it. We love the people. Brady.
Thank you guys. See you guys next week.